Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Vantage Point podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Man, yesterday I got a lot of love, fam, for coming back. A lot of people show love, especially on Instagram. A lot of views, a lot of shares, a lot of likes. People love the return of the Vantage Point. I appreciate you if you share this, if you like it, if you comment, if you subscribed. I appreciate you because you're helping with the growth of this podcast. You're helping with the growth of the show. The algorithms is like showing other people because you're so engaged with it. So if you can do that again, I will truly appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and like and comment and do all that great things and share it with somebody you love, right? Someone who needs the information, and only do that if it's valuable. That being said, let's jump into the show. The quote we're breaking down today is: make yourself more valuable. The more you bring to the table, the less afraid you are to walk away from it. The caption I put on this quote is: know your worth. What do you bring to the table when it comes to relationships, partnerships, when it comes to people around you, when it comes to this world? What value are you bringing? What is it? What's value to begin with, right? Do you understand yourself? Number one, do you understand yourself? Because when you understand yourself, you understand others. When you address the problems in the mind, people want to partner up with you. People want to deal with you. People want to say hello to you. People want to walk past you. People want to drive next to you. Why? Because your moves has an impact on me as in the world. Your moves has an effect on everybody else around you. What you do matters, right? So when it comes to being more valuable, do you understand yourself? Are you solid with yourself, right? Or do you see the world through the eyes of a mind that's not interested? And when we talk about not interested, we're talking about not interested in the problems of the mind. That's what this whole show is about. The problems of the mind, the illusions you create for yourself, the stories you bought into about you, the conclusions that you're unwilling to question and you just accept. A lot of you watch this, right? And don't even know the value you bring to the table, and you wonder why there's no solid relationships. You wonder why you don't have solid people around you. Listen, fam, listen to what I'm saying. You're wondering why there's no real, real things going on in your life. Everything feels flimsy. Most relationships feel flimsy because some of you are just using people for the moment. Oh, I got this friend. I got this person. You're using people out of boredom. You're using people. The value that person brings is just a placeholder until you find that solid human, which you will never find. Why? And we're talking about in all areas of life. We're not just talking about relationships. We're not talking about, romantic relationships. We're just talking about partnerships in general, relationships in general, human to human shit connection, human to human shit, right? Human to human connection. See, back in the day, if we were a tribe, the more value you brought to me, the more value I brought to you, the longer we stay alive, right? You know how to make the fire. I know how to go get the bison. I know how to hunt. I know how to fish. You know how to cook. You know how to build. You know how to build the shelter. You know how to manipulate fire. See, these are things that we don't think about. We just want things handed to us. We just want things given to us, right? That's what we want. Let me check something real quick. Okay, we're good. That's what we want. We want things handed to us, right? We want things given to us. Please feel bad for me. You don't understand. While you allow time to pass you by, while you allow life to pass you by, while you allow these problems to take root in the mind, and you do nothing about it. How's your health? Look at yourself in the mirror, fam. How's your health? Let's have a real conversation. And all this is out of love. Some of you are so consumed with getting offended that you miss the point. I need you to listen to this with a fresh mind. Listen to this with an interested mind, with a passionate mind. Seriously, look at yourself in the mirror. Seriously, look at you. What are you doing on the day to day from moment to moment? What are you focused on? What are you consumed by? What do you care about? What are you learning? What value are you bringing to this world? What value are you bringing to those around you? What value do you bring to yourself? See, some people are just allowing themselves to, they're allowing time to pass by and they're letting themselves go. And not just physically, financially, but emotionally, psychologically, letting yourself just go, not really caring about the problems in the mind, not really caring about, what's going on in your life, not really caring about making adjustments. No, we're not interested. That's not what we're doing right now. This is what it means about what value you bring to the table. What benefit do people have being in your circle, being around you? What's the quality of the conversations you're having? Look at the people you talk to. What's the quality of the conversation? What are you guys talking about? What are you doing? But this is something to think about, right? Not many people think about this. It's like, oh, why is it a big deal? This is too much. Da 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 da. Right? Because most people are so concerned with what's in it for them. They're so concerned with entertainment. Here's the truth. Do I have permission to be real with you? I'm assuming that's a yes. Most people are not interested in understanding what is true. Most people would rather just believe. They don't want to know. They don't want to hear the facts. They just want to be entertained. So now, as I say that, look at your life, right? If you're going around and just escaping your problems, wanting to be entertained and having conversations, meaningless conversations about nothing, no growth, no change, no adapting, no adjusting, right? All of your conversations are based around the avoidance of your problems, about complete nothingness, small talking your way through life. And then we wonder why nothing's solid, fam. We get confused. Then how come there's no opportunity? How come I don't know this? How could you got to go out and get it, fam? You got to go out and make it happen. You got to go out and put yourself in position to make things happen by making yourself more valuable, by taking care of you first. You got to take care of you first. What does it mean by taking care of you first? Being selfish to be selfless. Because the best version of you is what's best for everybody around you. Let me say that again. The best version of you is what's best for everyone around you. Why? Because again, we have to deal with you. Think about it. That person working in Starbucks, what would you want? Somebody being the worst version of themselves or the best version of themselves? Do you want them to be passionate about their job, or is it like, oh, I just got to collect another paycheck? Now you go in there, you get some coffee. What happens? This person's bright. This person's happy. This person's living. This person loves what they do. That's the experience you want to come across every time. You make one quick phone call. You make a phone call to somebody. That person picks up. What's that energy like? What's that vibe like? Right? How do people feel when you make that phone call? How do people feel when they see your name on the phone? How do they feel? Oh, this person's living. What does it mean to live a good life? It means being psychologically free without conflict, right? Not being pulled in so many different directions that you're lost and confused on the day to day. You want to make yourself more valuable? Number one, understand yourself. Because when you understand yourself, you understand others. And number two, learn, educate. Educate yourself. Learn. Pick up a book. Learn nutrition. Learn fitness. Learn business. Learn something that you can turn around and teach somebody. We're all in this together, fam, whether you like it or not. We're all in the process of dying. One day, newsflash, this whole thing will end. This experience will end. The question is, what are you doing from moment to moment to moment? And what value did you provide to those around you? This is something that we don't think about, right? Because we're around here wasting a bunch of time. As a matter of fact, there's nothing that's a waste of time. There's nothing that's a waste of time. Everything makes sense. Everything makes sense. I'm learning that everything makes sense. That every move was made for a reason. Every move you make is an attempt to solve a problem. As human beings, every move we make is an attempt to solve a problem. You're on this video right now, watching this and listening to the sound of my voice for a reason. The question is why? Are you aware of that? Do you know why? See, if we're out here just allowing time to pass us by, right? If we're around here not taking control and ownership of the things that we have control of, then what kind of value you're bringing to the table, right? Some of you bring so little value that you have to hold on to everything and everybody. You have to set all these boundaries. You have to set all these limitations. You have to set all these things to protect yourself. Can't be free, right? Because you're in constant need of attention, or you're in constant need of, oh no, no, I want people to do things for me. But what are you doing for others? Showing up for yourself is what's best for others. And if you're not showing up for you, then what are you doing? See, one of my old mentors, Jim Rome, said this, and I'm paraphrasing this. He said, "You show up for me. You show up for you for me, and I'll show up for me for you. Do we have a deal?" Right? Because every decision you make matters. It matters to those around you. It matters to yourself. And when you know your worth, not in this artificial way where everybody talks about, I know my worth and da 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 da, posturing up, fronting, right? Bunch of lost and confused people talking about they know their worth and they're bragging about something that they don't really understand. We're talking about real, when you know yourself, when you're solid with yourself, when you're psychologically solid with yourself. It really doesn't matter what happens, fam. I talk about this all the time. It really doesn't matter what happens because you know the value you bring to the table. You're quick to get up and go. Why? You don't stay around situations that no longer serve you or no longer benefit you. You don't stay in situations that make no sense, that bring you down. You don't stay in situations with people who all they want to do is complain and all they want to do is hold you down because misery loves company. So think about how many people are around you because misery loves company, and how many people you hold on to because misery loves company. You got to get close to the asset. Whoever and whatever brings the most value, you got to create ways to bring value in return. See, the most lonely bring the least amount of value. Oh, let me say it again. The most lonely, now we're not talking about alone physically, psychologically alone, bring the least value to those around them, to themselves, and to the world. Why? Because when you give, when you bring value, you're never lonely. People love the energy. People love the passion. People love your attitude. People want to be around you. You're very attractive. Attractive in all areas of life. It's very attracting to see a passionate person, right? It's very attracting to see somebody who's locked in, all in. It's very attractive. What's not attractive, what's very unattractive, is a dead, sluggish, dull energy. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, oh, nobody wants to be around that. Fam, nobody wants to be around that. And the beautiful thing about it is if you're picking that up and that kind of resonated with you instantly, right now, you can make one decision that completely changes it all. You can make one move that completely changes the course of your life forever. You can break a psychological limitation. You can get out of your comfort zone. You can bet on yourself. You could take more risk. You could take more responsibility of your life. You could pick up and make one decision that will completely spark that and destroy that dullness, that sluggishness, that deadness. And you wonder why no one wants to be around, no solid humans want to be around, because there's no energy. What are we talking about? Problems? What are we talking about? Problems with no solution? What are we talking about? The news? What are we talking about? How miserable life is? What are we talking about? Gotta make ourselves more valuable, fam. Gotta make yourself more valuable. The more valuable you are to this world, to yourself, to those around you, the less fear you have, right? Because you know what you bring to this world, what you bring to the table. You know what you can do. You know what you're willing to do, even when you're not in the position, right? You made a bunch of moves, you got some results that you don't want, but you know yourself. You look in the mirror, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna make the adjustment. I don't settle for this. So I challenge you, fam. Step your game up. Step your game up. Rise up. Feel this. Feel it. Feel what I'm saying. Feel it. Really, really borrow this energy. Feel it. Because when I was going through some things 10 years ago, 11 years ago, starting off, figuring myself out, I needed to borrow other people's energy. I didn't have energy. Laying in bed all day, doing nothing, playing video games all day, eating McDonald's and drinking strawberry milkshakes. The people around me are all settling for that limitation, all settling for whatever it is that energy was, and I wanted more than that. I said, I got to get out of this. This is not life. I'm in the process of dying, and I'm doing this. I'm in the process of dying, and I'm being around this. It's ain't it. It's not it, fam. It's not it. I need you to borrow my energy. Borrow this. Take it. Do something with it. Allow it to inspire you into action. If you're pissed off, good. Good. Because this is the moment. This moment right now, this very second, it can all change. I know. I get it. It's pretty intense. I get it. But somebody has to tell you out of love, right? Just know I love and appreciate you for watching. If you found this somewhat valuable and you felt this, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things so I can share this with more people, right? We have to spread the word, fam. Some people need this. Some people need that tough love because no one's telling them. So you can be the one to share this with somebody who needs to hear it. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll catch you guys next time. All love.